Hi, I'm Christy, and welcome to 52 Weeks of Beauty. This is our very first video. It's January 14th, 2013. Happy New Year! I figured today's topic should be something that kind of goes along with the new year, and the thing I think about the most is diet, fitness, resolutions, things like that. So I'm not a doctor. Please consult a doctor before starting any diet or fitness routine. I just wanted to give you my personal experience on what's worked for me in the past and my favorite diet and fitness tips. Okay, so the first thing is I have a goal book, and it basically has, I have about, let's see, like 10 goals listed in here. The tabs kind of correlate with those goals just to write extra special, like, you know, I don't know, just little tips in there. And this you can just make, you know, any goals, maybe for the whole year, anything like that. But you can put your diet and fitness goals in there, your personal goals. I like having that. I also like keeping a journal. As you can see, this is my Atkins diet. These are all my other journals for fitness and diet. And it really helps to hold on to these. So if you ever get discouraged down the road, you could be like, I wonder what I did that one time where I lost 10 pounds, or I wonder what happened that one time that I was, you know, felt really great or had a lot of energy. What was I eating? What was I doing differently? So I just like having these to kind of reference, and whenever I go back through it, there's always something that I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'm going to try that again. So journals, I always think when I get a new journal or it's a new time that I'm going to start writing, I like to get fun new pens and make it all pretty inside. Take my time with it. Also have like highlighters and markers. It just makes it a little bit more fun and not so dreadful. I also recommend getting a pedometer or a Fitbit. This is a Fitbit. Recently got it from Target. Comes in different colors. This is a touch screen, and you actually plug a USB in the back of your computer, and you don't ever have to plug this in. You just get near your computer and it automatically uploads your progress for the day, your steps that you've taken, your calories that you've burned, and I don't know, I think it's a great tool to have. So a pedometer for sure. A digital scale that does ounces and grams, pounds. This is really, really helpful if you're going to be really serious about, you know, losing a few, getting in shape. And some sort of fun water bottle. Water is extremely, extremely important. We'll go through that more in a little bit. This is a Camelback. You actually bite the top and the water comes up. You don't have to tilt it back. Comes in different, this you can get in green or blue or white or all these different replaceable straw tops. And, but yeah, I love this. It's fun. And enzymes, which we'll talk about later, but enzymes are so helpful. I recommend just getting a bottle of enzymes too if you're serious about this. And what else is over there? Okay, so I think we're ready to get started for my favorite tips. So the first thing, obviously, you have a goal set, right? So you know what your goal is. Make sure it's realistic. Make sure it's attainable. You don't want to set up like I'm going to lose 20 pounds by tomorrow, because it's just not going to happen. So a goal. Make sure you're journaling every single thing that you eat. If you can weigh yourself every day, that's the best. I know it's discouraging, but it really is. You'd be surprised that you think you weigh this, but you really weigh this. And it's good to do it at the same time every day. And usually on an empty stomach is, you know, first thing in the morning. That's when I would do it. And I think that just, you know, make sure you write it down and don't get discouraged. Just look at it like, okay, tomorrow's going to be better, or a week from now is going to be better. And it will be. So, okay, I kind of broke everything down. I'm looking at a piece of paper right here. So I have the calories. I have a list of kind of like the diet part of it all. So I would say for calories, you have to decide what's, you know, your goal based on, you know, how much you want to lose and all of that, or just what you feel comfortable with. Mine is 1,400 calories. That's my magic number. 1,800 on a really active day. 1,800 is a maintaining type of caloric allowance. 1,400 if I want to lose weight. And I know that you shouldn't go below 1,200. That's what the Biggest Losers contestants are on, is a 1,200 calorie daily diet. But I would say, you know, whatever you feel comfortable with. 12 to 14 to 18 on a really active day. That's kind of a good healthy range. Sodium. Sodium is so important. I usually will take a label, look at it, and do the percentage for that item. So 2,300 milligrams is our daily allowance, but I prefer to not count the milligrams. It's just too complicated. So I do the percentage next to it. For example, this little thing of Lucky Charms is 9% salt. So if I'm going to eat this, I know I had 9% of my 100% for the day. Really staying in tune with this really helps. I mean, salt isn't going to make you lose weight, but it's going to reduce the water retention, and you're just going to feel better about yourself. You're going to have more energy. The other thing is fiber. 35 grams of fiber a day. And it's usually on all the labels too. And if you don't know, if you're having like a salad or something, you definitely can research online, like a cup of leaf lettuce is this, or a cup of romaine lettuce has this much, fiber. So I would definitely recommend 35 grams of fiber every single day. I would not recommend skipping a day. It's really, really a helpful tip for this. Protein. Protein, when people ask, me about how much protein, and I work in the fitness industry, they ask me how much protein should I have in a day? And I say, okay, what's your dream weight? And they're like, well, it's this number. And everybody has it in their head, their dream weight or a rough estimate. That is how many protein grams you should have every single day. And it supports your lean body mass. It speeds up your metabolism. The more protein that you eat, the more it supports your muscle mass, which in turn speeds up your metabolism. It also helps your hair, your skin, your nails, everything. Helps you feel full. So does fiber. Fiber helps you feel full too. Those are great, great things to have. So I would say if you're, 200 pounds and your dream weight is, 150 pounds, you should have 150 grams of protein a day. The thing that goes along with protein and fiber is water. If you're eating all that protein and all that fiber and you're not having water, you'll get sick. You won't be able to probably move. You're just gonna feel so like fiber needs water. It just needs water, and so does protein. And you need ample amounts of water for even when you're dieting too. It'll help you feel fuller too. So water. I would recommend a gallon a day. That's what I do. I know that's a lot for most people to even consider that aren't used to drinking water. But I would say start with 1 liter, then move to 2 liters, 3 liters, and 4 liters. If you can't go to 4, that's fine. Stop at 2. 2 is recommended for the normal American anyway. But I like to do 4. It really speeds up my weight loss. So water. Caffeine. If you can handle caffeine, by all means have caffeine. Have 2 cups of coffee a day. Have a fat burner or thermogenic. Have a natural thermogenic like green tea or green coffee bean extract or raspberry ketones or something that Dr. Oz recommends to speed up your metabolism. The whole point is to get your metabolism going and feel really energetic and full of energy for the day, so you can do all of your exercises and things like that, which I'll get into the main form of exercise that I recommend in a second. And then the other thing is enzymes. So I briefly mentioned this. This is Super Enzymes by Now Foods, but I really like the Digest Gold by Enzymatica. It is a little bit expensive, but enzymes actually help break your food down for you so you don't store it as fat. Your body, when you get tired after a big Thanksgiving meal, all of your energy is going towards your stomach to digest the food. Well, if you take enzymes, that will do the work for you, and you will feel better taking enzymes. Especially, I recommend before or after a meal, before you go to bed. You really can't do too many enzymes. So do research on it though before you decide how many you like to take. I like to take, if I'm going to be dieting, between 3 and 6 a day. You don't really have to do a lot more than that. Obviously it's expensive like I mentioned, but you definitely will notice. An enzyme will help you break your food down 400 times faster than your own body will. So imagine that, obviously if you eat too much, you're going to store some as fat anyway if you don't burn it off. But this is really, really going to help you to speed up the digestion of your food so you can use it for energy and not have it being stored as fat. Okay, and then I would say water. Did I say that? Yes. I must really have water on the brain. Okay, the other thing is walking. WA, it's kind of like water. So walking 5 miles a day, 10,000 steps a day. It's what Fitbit recommends on their website too. It is the answer. Water and walking, honestly, are the top 2 that I would recommend. If you can walk 5 miles a day, you can go to a mall, you can go to Target, walk around 2 or 3 times, go to a huge mall, walk upstairs, downstairs, all of that. Walk around your house. Walk, you know, in your neighborhood. You don't have to go anywhere. Go to the gym, get on the treadmill if you want to go somewhere. Get a treadmill for your house. If you have one, walk on that. Walking is everything. I can't even tell you how much success I've had when I purposely walk 10,000 steps every single day and I drink a gallon of water. It's really, really, really like unbelievable how much those two things really contribute. And then I would say the last two things are, I usually, when I'm feeling strong and I'm able to do this, I like to not eat a few hours before I go to bed. Now, I'm not always good at that, but usually I'm 1,400 calories. Most of the time I like to eat it for breakfast, lunch, and an early dinner because I'm hungry. You know, 1,400 is not a lot of calories, so I usually kind of get through it, and then the rest of the night I can just chew gum and drink some water. I like to chew gum. It makes me thirsty and it helps me to drink water. I don't really count the calories in gum. I do mark it down in my journal, but you can have sugar gum, Bubblicious, Double Bubble. You can have extra, which is sugar-free. Anything that makes you a little bit thirsty, it does help me drink more water. So then I just kind of do that before I go to bed, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel great, and I'm hungry again in the morning, and you're kind of on this cycle then where you're eating, you know, an early dinner, and then you don't really eat before you go right to bed, and you go to bed with an empty stomach, and you take some enzymes before you go to bed too. I mean, it's just like, it's wonderful. And sleep. If you can sleep 8 hours a night for sure, like while you're dieting, it will really, really help you. Sometimes when you're hungry, it will interrupt your sleep, but if you're like really hungry, so have a snack. Like, don't let your stomach be growling. I'm not saying like be that hungry, but you know, if you're not sleeping enough, you are going to be extra hungry the next day, and that is going to like really, I don't know, slow down your progress. So if you can get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, if you can, you know, drink all of your water, have your protein and your fiber, watch your calories, mark everything down in your journal. Try to only eat things you know the label, you know, the calories in and the sodium in at first until you get to be more of a pro, and then you can be like, okay, I know in a cup of lettuce it's this, or a cup of this it's this. But this cereal thing is one of my favorite snacks because it's 130 calories and it goes a long way. There's a lot of cereal in this little thing, so it's good to sit and watch a movie and just eat this, or if I'm driving the car and I need a snack, I'll have this. Okay, so I think that's everything. If you have any helpful diet or fitness tips, if you'd leave it in a comment below, it would be greatly appreciated so we all can read what you think works for you or has worked for you in the past. And if you have any ideas on future videos or suggestions, that would be really great to leave in a comment below as well. Okay, thanks so much. Talk to you soon. Bye.